Oh, sorry, we're a little bit late, guys. We were, solar eclipse today, totality here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Yeah, that's right. 4 minutes and 3 seconds. It was completely blocked out. We were out experiencing what an experience once in a lifetime. Really cool. Able to take your glasses off and actually watch it for about 4 minutes. It was incredible. Had a solar flare that shot up around the 11 o'clock area during totality that you could see, kind of pinkish looking, really cool. Man, I'll tell you what, the grandeur. Randy, you're looking good today. Everyone say hello to Santa Randall Checker Lee.
Yeah, wow, my eyes were burning there for a little bit there. So were my ears with what Bob was saying. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday. Yeah, can you believe it's a solar? I got to get these off. I can't see
Yeah,
anything.
I couldn't see a
Oh
thing
my
without him
goodness,
either.
I had to find one of them hats too. Oh, there we go. Oh,
Yeah,
back to Monday. There we go. Good to
we
see
were teased
everybody.
over
Welcome,
here. Go ahead, Randy.
welcome, everybody. I can't believe it's Monday again. It's and what happened, what Bob was talking about, can you believe it's not going to happen in at least our area here for another 40 some years? So it's
Yeah, and I was
crazy.
telling Randy in the green room that 300 plus years here in a direct path of the Dallas Fort Worth area. And so that's why it was important to get out. I mean, folks out everywhere. They said Dallas Fort Worth area population grew by more than a third today of folks coming in to watch it from the area. Had events all over the place. It was pretty incredible. Uh, I was just at awe. It's amazing how they've been talking now for 6, 7 days. It was going to have high clouds and the low clouds were going to move in just about the time that the event happened. And I'll be darned if it didn't. But just as we got almost to a full totality, the clouds just parted and the skies opened up, and there it was. So beautiful,
Fantastic.
amazing.
Cool.
I tell you what, it really puts in perspective how small we are in such a large universe that we don't even see the edge of yet. And we've got, the most powerful telescopes out there with James Webb, and they've seen further back in time than ever, but we still haven't found the edge. Now they're talking about maybe parallel universes, which is something that's been kicked around for a long time. But right here in our little solar system, the sun, a couple of planets, and then the Earth and a moon that is tidal locked to the Earth passing through. It's just hard to fathom, really is.
It's a crazy to think the distance between, and how that moon is so close to us, how small it is compared to the size of the sun, and it blocks it out just because of the distance, and we still see flares shooting off the side. How far that is, how big those flares are, how many millions of miles those flares are shooting off the sun. I mean, it's really, to me, it's hard for me to comprehend that that volume and that size and that mass. It doesn't look
I
that
know,
far away, but it sure is, you know.
I know, and the thing about that, Randy, is when the moon was almost totally across to what totality was. The moon looked so close to the Earth because of the distance between it and the sun, and the way it was blocking the sunlight. It was amazing. Think about this: we're in a maximum solar flare event right now. One of the most maximum that we've had in history. The sun is super active right now, and how does that tie to these earthquakes that we started seeing and a couple of small volcanoes going off? I mean, everything is tied together in this universe, and to think though that our sun is the reason we have life, and we're just one star of hundreds and millions of stars just in the Milky Way galaxy alone. Not counting the universe
Yeah.
itself. You look up into the heavens on a dark night, out away from the city, and it just blows
Zoom.
your mind of what you can see. And then think about what we can't see that's beyond that.
Yeah, think how many stars we do see up there. We see so many stars, and they're just as powerful as the sun is.
Yeah.
Thank goodness they're a long ways away. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we would be burning up quite a bit. You know, I mean, and it's crazy to think how powerful the sun is compared to, let's say, how the North Pole, how it changes, how much temperature can change across the. I mean, it boggles. It's crazy. The
Yeah.
intent, and how many years that's gonna. burn for.
And how cold dark space is.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then, because of that, you think about the moon being tidal locked to the earth. You've got the side that we always see where the man in the moon is, and then on the back side, and it never gets sunlight.
no.
So the temperature variation between the front of the moon and the back of the moon's got to be incredibly. And then they say also because it is tidal locked to the earth, the earth is constantly pulling on the moon, kind of making it not quite a complete circle.
Fear. Yeah.
Of course, then we speak of tides. That's what causes tides on Earth and the wobble that we have. And you
It's
think about
crazy.
you think about how. Let's just say God is great. Let's put
Yeah.
it
I
that
mean,
way.
how did he create the heavens and the earth? I mean, it's just so it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. 7 days.
Seven
Well,
days, but
6 days.
actually
You might as well
six,
say six.
six because the seventh he
6 days.
rested.
7 days he rest. Yep. Wow.
Just you know, it like I said, it boggles your mind. It really does. All right, are you ready to let's get into this something burger?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, I had my glasses on. I put my sun blocking hat on today too, and went out. And that's something that I'll be thinking about the rest of the day, probably because I just can't get over how cool it was. Really cool. All right, Randy. First up, as always, throw that topic out there for me. Let's see what kind of response we get today from the
Before I do
folks
that,
at
I'm
home.
gonna. So, are you trying to say you're a geek from way back there, Bob? Is that what it really? You're kind of a closet geek. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just kind of you kind of admitted that there. That's fine. That's good. Alrighty, guys. We all know we do this all the time. We start in January promoting ourselves. What are the ways you guys promote yourself? Do you just have a business card? Do you pass out everywhere? Do you do postcards? Do you have a website, Facebook? Do you do tri-fold flyers? Um, like this is do you do a tri-fold flyer to pass out that has all of your information on it? Do you guys do business postcards that you mail? Do you do mailing is kind of an oddball thing to do, but do you do business cards? Do you have a weird shaped business card? Do you have a regular one? What all ways do you guys promote and ladies, excuse me, throughout the year? And of course, we do it without even thinking. We promote ourselves and what we should do, but which ones do you guys do?
For me, I have a website. I put out a post a couple of years back, several years back, when I decided that I needed to fill a little bit more time since my mall hours were steady being cut back from year to year. And I reached out and just put up a post and asked if there was any photographers in my area that would like to work with an experienced seasonal Santa. And got several responses, and that's how I hooked up with my photographers. Now I had a Santa that's starting his third season this year. He's done 2 seasons behind him. That I chatted with for a while this week, and that was one of his questions. How do you find photographers that you work with? And I told him, I said, well, simply go on Facebook or anywhere that you've got a social media account, and just simply say, I'm looking to work with experienced photographers who want to do Santa mini sessions. And I noticed that he had put up posts on a lot of the groups this week after speaking with him.
Yeah, and then that's the whole thing. We all have to do self promotion. You have, like
Hmm.
Bob says, you have to just put it out there. Hey, I'm available. You know, and that's what he's doing. That's what Bob did about photography. He wanted to add it, put it out there. It's a great
And I
thing.
don't have I don't have to do that, as far as working for the photo company and working at the mall because they take care of all that, and that is 90% of my season. But yeah, if you step outside that realm, if you're at a big box store or a mall, then you're going to have to think about home visits, corporate events, print and video work. Anything that you want to do extra, you've got to step out there. they're not going to come to you unless they know you're there. And it's our duty as business uh, minded folks to get out there and promote ourselves because nobody else is going to do it for us.
And it's the part of it's the holiday business part. It's not just asking children what they want and answering those tough questions. Is promoting ourselves. It's selling ourselves. It's
Mhm.
everything else. So, all righty, great. Santa Kevin says business cards, Facebook mainly. Website doesn't do so much.
Yeah,
um, that's
website. Everyone thinks website is great. Well, your business card kind of drives folks to that website where you can put a whole lot more information. So, unless you're passing out just a ton of business cards to anybody and everybody each year, then how are they going to find that website? You know, it's such a battle on a search engine to get your name up at the top in your area, or to be able to maximize a search engine. And so I think business cards is really key to self promotion. Again, it is your little one simple card that has minimal information on it. Drive them to your Facebook page, drive them to your business account, drive them to your website where you can put anything and everything you want,
yeah,
including pictures. And even this comes up a lot too with folks that I talk to. Put up reviews that you get from your folks when when
put up.
when folks, oh my gosh, he came in on Christmas Eve. It was the most magical thing. He's the best. Thank you. Santa Checker Lee. That type of stuff really goes a long way.
Yeah, you testimonials are always a good thing, but because like Bob said, usually if you do like Google word search and clicks and all that kind of stuff, it can cost you tons of money a month just to
Yeah,
get your website on the top wrong or top page. But Bob said as long as you're passing out cards and it's on there, um, drive them to there for the information or more information. That keeps your costs down. So that's a good one. Um, Santa Doug says social media sites, cards, gig salad, word of mouth. And of course, we all know word of mouth is the best way to go because you're already got a positive testimonial when it comes to word of mouth.
that's right.
I find my website is for people who want more information. Exactly what
Mhm.
Bob said. It's just ads that you can't put on a business card that you can't. I mean, you can have 50 pictures on your website or whatever it might be, or videos, which you can't do anyplace else. So it really does help that part of it. Um, but keep your costs down than trying to do the Google search. And gosh, oh, it's crazy. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Uh, sent emails to photographers, works with work with before.
Yes,
So
another
just
great way.
to, and what Dan's saying is also then just keep in touch with your former clients, especially people like that. Keep in touch with them, because if you did a great job, which I know you will, you'll be booked again. Carl, good to see you. I have a physical and digital business card. You use like dot? Is that what you use, Carl? Um, Dot cards are very cool to have. Um, for I think of it means for a digital card. Um, Facebook, Instagram, Google, Thumbtack. Thumbtack, really? Huh? Interesting. I'd like to hear more about Thumbtack for Santa.
Yeah.
Gig Salad, I understand. Thumbtack. I thought Thumbtack was for other stuff. That's interesting. Um, all have yielded clients along with the word of mouth. And like Carl said, word of mouth, I'll say it again, it's the best form. That is your best bet. Um,
And I
Santa,
was going to bring this up too, and
go ahead.
Santa Doug brings it up about QR codes.
And next one is, yeah, Santa Doug said he's got business cards or QR codes only as a bit more um, proactive for a child to see the card. Yeah, actually, that's what, if you buy, you can buy dot cards. They're rather inexpensive for $20. They used to say a dot card, you get your QR code, and that gets you everything on there, which is fantastic. Um,
That was protective, Randy.
I'm
A
sorry.
little bit more protective of a child sees a car, the QR
Oh,
code is.
protective. Yeah, okay. My
Yeah.
fault.
And
Um,
while we got Doug's here, real quick, Doug, when you and Jenny get your new cards in, there was a mishap with her cards. Be sure and reach out for me so we can trade cards. Talking about Claus cards.
Oh. Santa Kevin, get them to see my Facebook page. I have a web address, and it's always good. Now, when you have a Facebook page, um, don't put out anything personal. If you're driving people to your Facebook page, it's a Santa page, not a page about your gun control or your dinner last night or whatever. It is if that's what you want to use as your selling page, do it as a Santa page, not a. That's why so many people don't get jobs because they Google, you know, Jane Doe. Oh, Jane Doe is likes to party like crazy, and that takes care of Jane Doe as getting a job. So we want to make sure that's very clear about. Um, don't do that. Deborah Shepard, my Santa does craft shows at a casino. Wow,
That
craft
sounds like
shows
fun.
at a casino. Hmm. I'd like to hear more about that. That's pretty interesting. Craft shows at a casino. I use Poppy. Is it Pop? Carl says
Apple.
Popple
Hmm.
for a digital card. Okay, not Dot. Gotcha. Um, Carl also says I got the best corporate clients from Thumbtack. You pay the lead and upfront as a membership. Hmm.
That's a new one, Carl. That's a great
Yeah,
great lead
Thumbtacks.
there.
I've never
Yeah.
thought about. I've only thought about going to Thumbtack for somebody to paint my walls and fix my sinks and everything else. I never thought about trash removal or whatever. I never thought about them going for using them for um, uh, Santa. Interesting, Carl. That's very
Yeah.
good.
You think of
Um,
Thumbtack more like Angie, the site that hooks you up with contractors and that sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's what I
Yep.
think of Thumbtack
Hmm.
as. But yeah, it's pretty much all do the same thing. Um, it just some things just we just got to do all the time. I remember years when I first started in Magic, I was afraid to pass out business cards. I don't know why. I was afraid to. I used to work restaurants 2, 3 nights a week. Not better than going up to a table, doing magic, doing balloons, and leaving your business card. You see 20, 30, 40 families a night. Man, I had a hardest time until I ended up learning a trick to do with a business card. Then I would leave it. Then I got in the habit. I was just for some reason was apprehensive about for leaving business cards, and I'm thinking that's crazy. That's my business if I don't do it. So you have to do it. You have to. So it's all right. Let's see what we got next here. Whoops, too far. Yikes. Watch live. There we go. I can send a referral link. Anyone interested in Thumbtack? Thank you, Carl. Um, yeah, that's interesting. But it's of course now we can get business cards made by the thousands for cheap. If it's Vista Print, if it's whoever, there's so many websites we can do for. You can make yourself Wix and there's so many GoDaddy you can get for very inexpensive websites to be done. The trifold or single page, same thing. You can have those color things printed off, 10 cents a piece and pass them out. So it's all part about the business of being Santa. That's our promotional money that we have to do, and uh, so I think we're all on the same page on that. I think that's good because we got to do it all year, even though we only work 2 months out of the year, and some of us work a little bit longer. Um, we have to do it all the time. Self promoting.
Hmm.
Cool.
Say hi to John Schimmel. He just joined us.
Hi, John. We got a lot of great people on today. So good to see everybody. Thank you again for joining us. Bob's
Yes,
got
we
a great
do.
question coming up too.
All right, Mark's got one for you there.
Oh, all righty. Hey, Mark. Um, on transitioning from a business card to a dot card, it links all the social media, website, and all my contact uh, to your contracts. I rely heavily on Facebook referrals, ask for all my friends, the contacts to share my info. And that's, like I said, that's why I like using a dot card. Just scan their phone. They have your Instagram. They have your Facebook page. They have photos. They have you want to put PayPal on there if you're going to Venmo to pay. You can log everything on. They have all your information. That's what I like about the dot card, and it's a cool thing. It goes directly to the phone. Um, there is no messing around. I like them a lot. And what I'll suggest is if when you're doing all your promo, come up with some kind of a logo, your personal logo, your personal. I know a couple weeks ago I talked about branding yourself. Come up with that brand of that person, whoever you are, and use that as your logo. Use that, have that turn into a professional. So many people out there make great logos and companies for inexpensive. Um, Put that on everything. So then they get used to seeing that photo or that cartoon or whatever of you. Um, have stickers made, whatever.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
cool thing.
several good sources right here in the Santa community
Yeah,
for our logos. Derek Dugan
yeah,
does some
phenomenal.
fantastic work, phenomenal. Jessica
Yeah,
Rosa also does phenomenal work. And then, hey, there's AI.
yeah, yeah. You can.
AI can do anything you want it to just about nowadays. So,
Yeah. So there's.
John Schimmel says he's listening as he works on updating his website. So there you go, man.
And that's what we've been talking about is updating. You got to update new pictures, new verbiage, new testimonials. All those things have to be. Even though we always don't change our looks that much as Santa, we might get a new suit here or there, but um, it still is good to have that. So people go back. Oh, that's new. So they'll look around a little bit more. Especially if you got some other clients that are doing it. We got
Uh,
another one here from Mark. Uh, Branding was one of my first priorities as I started on this journey years ago. Derek created a fantastic logo for me. Fantastic, Mark. Yeah, and that's where then that logo is you. That is something special. Um, and Derek does. Wow, it's cool stuff. He's
Santa
done.
Scott Saraton from Edmond, Oklahoma has joined us. He's part of our
Hey,
TNL family.
hey, Scott.
He's here to say, hey there, boys, and Angela Mack. So, hey,
Good
Scott.
to see everybody. Good to see you, Scott.
John Schimmel has a great point here too, Randy.
All right. Wix have a super easy non-tech for a non-tech Santa. That is so
Uh,
true. Wix.com is
mhm.
kind of cut and paste, set pictures in certain spots, change colors. It's pretty easy if you're not super tech savvy.
And
You
even
can,
the free
yeah,
Wix
yeah.
uh,
Free Wix is very,
website
very good.
makers, I'm
Yeah,
amazed at how many plugins and different things that you can get just on a
yeah,
free account from Wix. It's amazing.
yeah. It's and as long as you can read and follow directions, you
Yeah.
can because they have so many different layout plans. You get a holiday background. All you got to do is change pictures, change your text, your verbiage. It's so. Hey there, Scott. I need a clause card. Yeah, Scott. We need clause cards, Scott.
Everybody is after Scott for clause cards.
Yeah, I tell you.
He is the one that everybody is like, where is Scott Saraton at? I need his card. Well, now, real quick, if you're going to Memphis to the ISA, Scott and I will be there with the TNL Productions covering 4 days from the vendor's room. And I'm going to make sure, absolutely sure, that he brings his cards with him. So if you happen to be coming to Memphis and you want to trade cards with Scott, it's probably going to be the best way to do it. He's a busy man. He has a
Yeah,
couple
he's
of
he's
boys that are in scouts, and he's active in the scout organization as a volunteer. And so I know some days I don't hear from him for 3 or 4 days at a time. I'll finally reach out to him and get him to answer the phone. And so I've been closet, or I've been Boy Scouting for the last 3 days. So he's in and out a lot.
There's a couple more comments here.
yeah. See, Santa Tom says, and I agree, Tom, with what you just said. It's easy to neglect your website in the off season. It's kind of easy to forget about it. Um, don't even if it's a simple uh,
Add-on.
off season. Don't even if it's a simple add on. And he says exactly. Don't forget about it, even though it is very easy. You're going along with life, and the websites in the background, but add it on. Cape Cod's John Schimble's asking, are you guys coming to Cape Cod Gathering? Is a question.
Well, we're talking about it again, for us to be able to travel to all these different gatherings. It costs money, and so right now we're looking at the budget and see what we can do. But right now, immediately in front of us is Memphis ISC, and so we're concentrating on that at this moment. What do we got to take to, as far as our equipment, and we've got most of our arrangements made. We've got our vendors booth, got two booths all together uh, to make sure we have plenty of room to spread out, do interviews, do the show from, live show from, and of course, then the hotel room there at the host hotel, and our transportation has been set up, so we're in pretty good shape. We just got to get there and get through that, and then we'll start looking at the next event and what it would cost to go there. Now, Eric and Mo joined us from Killeen, Texas, of course. Amazing eclipse, they say. Hey guys, if you didn't catch the very first of the show, go back and watch the replay because we got some. Well, I guess the first 10 minutes you and I talked about the eclipse today. So if you didn't happen to catch the beginning, go back and watch that because we had some fun stuff going on there.
Very good.
Did you ever see my picture?
All right, May
Got
3rd,
everybody?
35th, John. Okay, we'll put that on the calendar and see what we can do there, brother. Appreciate your invite. Love to come up there. Be a fun trip for sure. And we absolutely enjoy covering the road trips is the fun part. I mean, we enjoy doing this. Randy and I have a blast on Mondays. Can't wait to do it each week. Tuesdays are always a lot of fun. They're more work than the Monday show. The Monday show seems to come a little easier, but Randy and I work well together, and we just pull it off, make it look easy. Sometimes it's not, though, is it?
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and thankful for it because of you guys. Thank you.
Scott Seriton has a good point. The more merch and swag you all grab helps us travel. That's how we're trying to support our road trips, get out and about to cover these events. Everybody in the Claus community has so much to offer, so much to gain from each other. And we felt that when we started these shows, that was something we were going to do in the future. We've made it to that point. We have gotten out. We went to Gatlinburg, going to the ISA. Of course, we go to Branson each year, and those are three of the big heavy hitters. But we want to get out and we want to do them all. We want to come to Maps. We want to go to Cape Cod. We want to be able to show the rest of the community the Santas, the Mrs. Clauses, the elves, and what all they have to offer. So grab some swag and help us out, guys. I know, hate to beg, but please. All right, Randy. Looks like we got that covered pretty well,
Yep.
man.
Now it's Bob's got a great question as
Let's
always.
go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw this one out here. Now, this is just to make you, of course, a lot of my questions are thought provoking, and this is just a thought because I know every one of us have a niche that we feel or certain jobs that we like doing more than others. And for me, being a mall Santa, this is just something that has crossed my mind time and time and time again. And it's again cost factor more than anything else. If you had the opportunity to set up your own Santa photo set at a major mall or retail store, is this something that would interest you? Would you be interested in doing something like that? Buying the equipment, running the business, and being responsible for hiring your crew as well as pleasing the customer in a demanding world. Do you think it would be worth it? Do you think it's something that over time would pay off? Would be able to pay back for your equipment, pay back for your all the stuff that you would have to have, printers, programs, computers. I mean, you'd have to have a whole gamut of stuff to pull it off. Cameras, lighting. Yeah. Just a thought. Is it something that you've thought about? Is it something that you have done? Pros, cons? Give me something.
I think it'd be cool as can be to be able to kind of run something like that.
Be your own
and
boss.
to be your own boss and have this set up the way you want it. And um, uh, it would be yeah, I don't know what your return on your investment would be, or how many years it would take to recoup your investment. That's something you'd have to look in to see if it's financially feasible. But if you're being Santa a percentage of that, and you're also owning it and running it and making some profit off of that, your investment could work. I think it'd be a hoot, especially at the right mall. If there's, they're getting smaller and less, but
Right.
I think that would be, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I would definitely entertain the idea without a doubt. If somebody would pose it, come to me with the thing, I would.
And another reason I thought about this was Spangle is building a Santa trailer. Many of you have seen the pictures that Spangle has shared with you. Man, that thing is looking so freaking cool. I am absolutely in love with it. Something I didn't mention that I'll kind of get into real quick here because this is a great opportunity to mention Dolphus Lee Day. Dolphus and I went about 7 years ago and looked at storefronts. We were going to put in a Santa storefront and we were going to have some merchandise, but be a photo set, place for children and families to come get photos with Santa, spend a little more time than what you would get at the mall. And Dolphus was a rodeo photographer in the rink. I've mentioned it before. He already had the camera equipment. We would have to build or buy our own set. We were going to build a set out of Western red cedar, make it kind of like a Western Santa theme. It was really cool. But I tell you what, man, to find a building in a high traffic area to lease for only, and they wouldn't do 2 months. The two different property managers I talked to would do a three month, but the money that they wanted for 3 months was just there was no way it wasn't feasible. And we talked about, well, maybe how about doing a trailer? And we kicked that around. We talked about it, Scott uh, and Spangle and myself. And Spangle, of course, was at liberty to be able to do it, and he has really got something going on there. And that's kind of what made me start thinking about this. And I agree, major malls are in decline. I didn't think I would see our mall decline because it's always been so viable and busy and waiting list to get into the a storefront. And one person moves out, there was already a list of people wanting in, and that's kind of fallen off since COVID, even more so than I thought it would. So these are things, my future, I've got to start thinking about. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Do I want to go back to doing home visits, corporate events, all the things I did the first couple of years before I jumped into the mall scene? Okay, so Santa Scott, Seriton. This is a boonie hat. Bought this from Tim Conahan, and this is where's it at? it don't want to work. This is a pin that I got from Howie Graham. It's SC Reeve. He also made the belt buckles the same way. And anyway, he asked me what I had on my head. Charlie Johnson says yes, he would. Scott, and again, Scott Seriton has done it privately, private venues for 2 years. He already has all the equipment, so he and I have approached my mall about maybe doing some events. Not particularly at my mall, but for the corporation trying to get in, find a place where we could land, and that's tough sledding right there, brothers. Silver Bell Santa Mike, I mentioned of him earlier, but being third year Santa and trying to figure out how to hook up with photographers. He's with us. Good to see you, Mike. John Schimmel says, I don't know about opening it at a mall anymore. Their malls are dying off. That's true. That's what we were just talking about. Hi, Shannon. Shannon McCann's with us. Too hard to do and be Santa. It's a lot of work. I agree. I agree. And my screen just jumped and I lost everything. Okay. Santa Scott wants to know how much of an investment would it be? Well, you and I have talked about that, Scott, but uh, maybe others have ideas on that. Doug says, my ultimate dream is to have a mobile Christmas cottage. Of course, we've had Jeff McMullen, who will be on the show coming up here not too far down the road, and he can talk more on Santa Cottage. We also have had a couple of others that went down that road, and they are very happy with being their own boss and being able to do it in that fashion. I would much rather do my own village and have that included. That is so true. And again, with the future, we got to think about how more can we expand what we're doing, and how can we give back to the community more than what we already do. Of course, at the mall, again, time is limited with Santa, so if you do a private setup of your own, like Jeff does, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. You can set up your own amount of time and do it any way you want to. I mean, sky's the limit there, right? Carl says, with the retail marketplace changing so much away from malls and moving towards live work play communities here, I would only do it if I could recover my investment pretty quickly. Very true. And I think if you still had a mall or a high venue area that was still viable and doing a lot of business, it wouldn't take but a couple of years to get back your investment. The thing is, that's not going to be something that's going to last for a long period of time, as those types of venues are in decline. So, but it would at least give you the groundwork, and then you could move on to to greener pastures, you might say. Uh, Santa Doug says, I like how Santa Mac does it with different packages, with different time slots and offerings. Slots allow you to perform more and tell stories as well. Very true. And Jeff's with us. Santa Mac, he says, I am happy to expand on the cottage plan when I am on the show next. That's correct. It's something that we want to get into, Jeff. So we'll talk more about that behind the scenes. Scott says, tell me if you think you could make money if 4x6 cost you for the media print. It is 25 cents, and a 5x7 or about 35 cents digitally cost you. Nothing except time. Printers are about 600 each. Road case is about 2,000. So there you go. That kind of breaks it down. And those are things that he and I have talked about more than once. Mark Rector says, if I had the capital to pour into it, I still would not. I would be investing in a photo booth setup. Now, Scott Sheraton has a photo booth setup. He brought that to San Antonio to the North Pole Cornerstones. That's where you got the pictures with Gordon and Lucky, and it was fun. Click, step in front of the camera, flash, print, all within about a minute and a half. Pretty cool stuff. I just don't like the production line mall style angle. John Palankus III has an amazing operation in North Carolina. Small village trains, photo booths, private event are the way to go.
Get,
Absolutely.
and then get Santa Tom's on YouTube.
Okay, let's see.
There's right
For the right budget would be fun, Santa Tom High says. Also thought about vacant spaces at the right strip mall for only a month or two. And Greg Swick has the right everything virtual. True. And the strip malls now, we've gone from the big enclosed malls to the corner strip malls that are just like popping up everywhere. Even out in the country, you see these strip malls that are popping in that'll get major department stores like Kohl's and some of the others that go into these type of places. Those are probably going to be the place that you want to look in the future. Uh, just saying, strip mall may be the place. All right, looks like we got that covered pretty well. Golly, we did 45 minutes between this eclipse and this topic here. One more, Carl says, in today's world, I assume that most folks are looking for digital images and not print. Does that impact the cost? What would be involved there? Just sending digital prints through a website. We do it at the mall. We do it through a telephone number now. Used to it was the email account, but now they do it right through the telephone number. You enter the telephone number when you come into the set, take the pictures. We print out the one set of photos that they get to take home with them. Everything that was taken that day is sent to corporate. Corporate has them out within an hour to 2 hours through their telephones. right there on their phone. They can take and do whatever they want to with them. I always tell the folks that come to the mall, take them to Costco, take them to Walmart. They have excellent photo equipment, and they can make you any size you want for a fraction of the cost. And you can even get them done on canvas nowadays, which is really cool. All right, Randy, are you ready? Let's move along to
Yeah,
santascloset.org and get
always sounds fun to me.
yeah, let's do that.
Hey everyone, Angela Mack here for Bob, Randall, and Company Live, the show about nothing. Season 3 of Bob Randall and Company Live is brought to you by santascloset.org, where you can find all your accessories for the discriminating Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the elves. Visit Santa Wade's website at santascloset.org today, where they are known for delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since opening in 2004. The goal has always been to provide both a superior customer experience at a tremendous value. Their products are fairly priced, and Santa Wade strives to bring many different products to the Claus community. Visit the website and make your next season a truly special one. This is Angela Mack reminding you all to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randall, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
Randy, Tom High has one here on YouTube that popped up when we went to the lead in there.
Oh,
Advantage to strip malls, you control your own hours. That is a major key right there.
yeah.
Maybe that's the price worth the price of admission. Okay, Randy, over to you,
All
brother.
righty. This is one of those fun ones with a lot of blanks, guys. Yes, this is Bob got all I don't know, maybe it was that where there was no sun for a little while. It blanked him out for every other word here. So here we go, guys. I'm going to try to read the sentence with a lot of blanks. Are you ready? In blank, just over blank years ago, a tradition was started in Seattle's downtown blank and blank department store where its cost blank per snapshot with Santa earning blank in just 1 month. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops, 6 blanks. So again, in blank, just over blank years ago, the tradition was started in Seattle downtown blank and blank department store where it cost blank per snapshot was Santa's where with Santa earning blank in just 1 month. It's surprising the number the number at the end there is really surprising, and the cost of the snapshots. You put those two together, but there really is 6 blanks. Of course, one is just a company, so that's kind of like a Seattle downtown blank blank department store. So it's the name of the department store, which is but is an and in there. So we need a year, how many years, the name of the store, what the snapshot cost, and how much it made for that month.
That
It's
just
really
goes to
cool.
show you in the amount of time from when this was implemented till now, there has been a decline because of the amount made in 1 month.
Considering the cost of how much it is per shot, and then what the total dollar amount is, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Although,
like,
if you run it into today's amount of money, it may be comparable to a big box sporting goods store. Who knows?
that many pictures are probably taken in a month.
Yeah, Santa don't earn it.
Yeah,
Santa
Santa
doesn't.
don't earn it. No,
No,
don't earn
Santa
it.
doesn't earn that. But
No.
the booth itself or the photo set would earn that.
Right.
And that again all ties into my my hot topic question that I had up there. We thought we'd make it
Yeah.
fun and find a good question that would go along hand in hand with that and kind of show us where our history has been.
Sounds like fun to me.
Yeah.
if there was an easy place to put a trailer, I think it'd be fun. Um, I think that would be a neat idea because that would definitely can run your own thing. Because the rental places are expensive. That's probably your biggest cost is renting a spot or finding a place to rent if you don't build your own unit
Well,
or
yeah,
trailer.
exactly. As Scott mentioned, as far as cost per snapshot or cost per
Yeah.
print, if
Or
you've
if we
already
do
made the
digital.
investment, as he already has 2 printers, he already
Yeah.
has the media, he already has the cameras, the lights,
Yeah.
the full photo booth setup, which can turn right around and be used as a photo set. It's just finding a place or trying to get you put in at somewhere that would have enough traffic to make it worthwhile for both
And
the
then yeah,
company that hires you or brings you in and for the person and Santa who are, uh, getting into the venture together or whatever. Of course, you still got to pay your employees.
you got
And
labor to your employees. You've got to gonna have to pay for Santa, you and somebody else. And the
mhm,
biggest thing I think would be the cost of the rent.
yeah, it is. And that's what made it not feasible for us to do it. And when we started looking at trailers, almost every corner strip shopping center, which is where we looked at, has a marquee sign. Now, used to, they had receptacles right there on the marquee sign. You go up, pull the lid up, plug in. You could plug your trailer in and pay them for whatever they thought you would use in a 2 month, 3 month period, whatever, however long you were going
Mm.
to be there. And you wouldn't be tied down to just one place. You could do the first 3 weeks of November, move on to some other shopping center across town for 3 weeks, and then finish off the season in another place. I mean, it gives you versatility and gives you leeway and ways. One site's not working out for you, you can pick up and move without a blink of the eye.
That's
Uh,
kind of like a food truck, you know?
exactly, exactly, same concept, just a different altogether. All right, guys. It looks like there's some answers coming in on that. I'm gonna let Angela look that over, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into the ECN video. That's Elfin Chatterbox News, which don't have a whole lot to share there, but we will.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Noah Lott with Elfin Chatterbox News Report, reporting for the Bob, Randall and Company live show. Remember you can catch our live reports every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Now back over to you guys in the studio for the latest on this breaking news event.
Real quick on that trivia answer. We've got some folks who have the correct year when it was the first answer, the year. Trying to do this without giving away too much of the answer. But they're saying something different years ago, a tradition. Count the years, guys. Count the centuries and see what you get. Because I don't see the correct answer for the second slot there. You want to throw that question up again, Angie? Could you please? We'll make sure we give something away today. All right, so in blank, that's the year that we're looking for. And I see the correct answer there is out there. Just over blank years ago. You've got to count because if you look at what's on the Google search, it will give you a different answer than reality. Count your centuries and you'll see where you're at there. Just over blank years. Okay, thank you, Angela. Okay, well, we again just want to mention here in the Up and Chatterbox News that we are going to Memphis 2024 and TNL, that is production. Scott and I will be there covering as much as Angie has time to keep us going. If not, our plan is to do some video recording and we'll bring it back and put it out on our YouTube and share it to our Facebook page. It won't be live. It'll be recorded live, but it won't be live at the time of airing. But either way, we're going to do some live. We're going to do some recordings. If you're in Memphis, hit the IC, come by, find the Tuesday Night Live booth. Come on in. Let us do an interview with you. It's going to be fun. And hey, bring some fun stuff to talk about. All right, Randy. I'm gonna let you cover the SOS here real quick.
Alrighty. Of course, we got coming up, of course, School of Santa in Branson coming this year again, July 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st of July. Thank goodness it's only 1 week again this year. I don't know if Bob and them could handle 2 weeks again like they did last year.
Yep,
We
that
have a
was tough.
phenomenal keynote speaker, and said he's on today, Jeff McMullen from Kringle University. There's not many seats left. Uh, Spangle's trying to squeeze a few more shoulders, elbow to elbow in, to make sure everybody gets to hear Jeff. And of course, we all know that School of Santa is where entertainment and education combine. It's a week of nothing but fun, schooling, and of course shows and food and everything else. So there's a couple seats left. Get your tickets for that. It's always a just a phenomenal time. Don't miss it, especially with Santa Mac. Oh
And
man, that guy
here's
is
the thing
incredible.
too, if you come in early, a day or two early, Spangler's got stuff planned for each night. We normally try to travel in on Monday and get a jump on things, help him get set up, go buy groceries and all the different errands and things that we run to help set up for the school. But he's got things planned. He announced, I think it was last week or week before last, about the shows that Tanya has finally secured, the two Branson stage shows. I didn't write them down, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but they're going to be good ones. Believe me, that's always part of the fun is the in-house entertainment as well as the Branson entertainment.
It's just good, all American, wholesome family entertainment, and that's what
Yes, sir.
makes it. You don't have to worry. It's going to be good entertainment because it is wholesome um, entertainment down there. You don't have to worry about any crazy stuff up on stage.
Yep, that's right. And speaking of Santa Mac, who's with us again today, as we said, uh, this is a whole lot about Santa Mac today because April 9th, the IBRBS International Santa Celebration 2024 Memphis, Tennessee preview show comes up. That is tomorrow night. We got Deanna Golden. She's bringing along three other guests with her.
Wow.
It'll be a fantastic show. Everything you need to know about the insights important for you to know and why. We're going to talk about the workshops, going to talk about everything ISC tomorrow night. So drop by tomorrow night and check that out. And then that is the last one that we have on the list there for April 9th, that is. Okay, so then the next week, April 16th, we have Gina Bacon coming back in, Nationwide Santa Update. She has taken on some new big time clients, uh, big time. And she wants to share that with everyone and start trying to fill some of those chairs and jobs that she has for that, along with others. So, again, Gina Bacon, we always love to have bacon in the house. Everything's better with bacon, as Spangle says. Then that moves us along to May 7th. We're going to have Chris Burton. Many of you know Chris Burton. He's owner entertainer at PJ's Magical Events, Central Kentucky. Oh my gosh, this guy's another entertainer that just blows you away with the things that he can do. And we've been picking at him for some time and backwards and forth trying to get a date set up. And finally, Spangle just grabbed me around the neck and said, "You're coming on May 7th." He says, "Oh, yeah. Okay." So he agreed to come on May 7th. That leads us up to, as we said, Santa Mac. Randy?
Yeah, Santa Mac is May 14th. Of course, everybody knows Santa Mac is Kringle University, and of course, being a Ringling Brothers clown for all those years, and of course, being the keynote speaker of School of Santa, and just coming back from Master Claus Academy and everything else. He is just phenomenal. So don't miss that. He's said he's going to talk more about his shed, but just listen to him talk. You just it's just a pure entertainer, a pure full of heart and soul. So don't miss May 14th, Santa Mac. Don't miss.
Yeah,
You
I'm excited to see what he's got cooking with his shed this year. I know he's
yeah.
got some things going there, so it's going to be fun. Of course, he I assume I haven't talked to him about the train museum, but he always does the train museum, which is really cool. And can't wait. And you know what? I'm going to find Jeff in Memphis and give him that kiss on the forehead that I have made a tradition out of.
We all know our foreheads are getting higher. We all know they're getting higher. Oh boy, they're getting higher.
We love us some Jeff, that's for sure. All
Uh,
right. Did we have a winner, Angela?
Yes.
Yay, we got a winner. We got a winner. And when I came back and spoke to count, guys started getting it real quick and they started counting. So, all right, Randy, give them
who
the
is
answer to this one, all five of them.
all righty? In 1943, just over 80 years ago, a tradition was started in Seattle downtown Frederick and Nelson department store where it cost $1. $1 was all for a snapshot, which Santa earned $10,000 a month. Can you imagine $10,000 in 1943? That's like Santa right now making $100,000.
Probably 100,000 equivalent
Yeah,
if it
I mean
was my guess.
that's that's something. But that's what Santa
I was
made.
blown away by that figure. That was
Yeah, that's a phenomenal number.
unreal. And that was 1943. That was, golly,
Wow.
that was good money back then.
That was real good money back then. Yeah.
That's when if you earned $50 a week, you were doing good, as an average worker in the workforce.
Wow.
And our winner,
Charlie.
Charlie Johnson. Boy, you're going to go back in timeout now, Charlie.
Yep.
All right, Charlie, I'll get your name over to Wade and get him to get you something on the way, man. Thank everyone for playing along. It's always fun. And again, I found that one quite interesting, but we do all of them. We seem to try to get those unique questions to ask and put out there. Our guys have gotten so good at playing, I have to make them hard. Mr. Trivia AJ, he can answer before I get the word, or before we get the words out of our mouth. He's got an answer in there. I don't know how he does it. I think he's figured out a way to tap into my computer and getting the questions ahead of time.
Yeah, it's something going on there.
I bet he's hacked me. That's what it is. Just kidding, AJ. We know you're good at it, brother. All right, are we ready for tips? Santa's tips.
Ready for tips. Sounds
Coming
good
right
to
up.
me.
Coming right up.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for letting me do Santa's tips again. It's a lot of fun here again on a Monday. Can you believe it? I just don't know where these weeks go by so quick. It's already almost the middle of April, and so I just want to talk about a few things that we see all the time on Facebook. We see these little silly little things where you make your elf names. Now, I don't know how many people use them. You go on Facebook and you giggle because my name would be Frosty Butter Tart is what mine would be. But how many of you guys and ladies use these in your performance? I tried it a couple of times in my performance, and the children just giggle like crazy. It is so much fun, especially if you're doing a home visit. You get some of these, you have a folder, and you don't need everyone because you only need a couple different ones is all you need. But just the children just giggle like crazy when they get their elf name. So they can't wait to hear what theirs are. So it's fun to be on Facebook and use these, but use them as your performance too. Mrs. Claus can have so much fun, or an elf can have so much fun, or of course Santa can have so much fun by sitting down and saying, okay, Betty. Oh my goodness, Betty, you're twisted. Oh, you're twisted tippy toes. And of course, they giggle when they're twisted tippy toes. Um, so use these as part of your performance. They don't take up any room in your book, in a little bit, one page, but they are become very entertaining, and you get the biggest giggles out of the little ones because the names are ridiculous, but it is so much fun. But use them not just for a Facebook fun, use them for your entertainment value at your venue. You can use them at a mall. It doesn't matter. You got time and you're just sitting back and you pull it out and what is your name again? And you can use it. It's not just for home visits. Those are very easy to use anytime. So I would suggest you find them, print them out. That one says sample. It's not a good one to use, but you can make them up yourself and but use them. It's a real fun little thing with children. There's also something that I'd like to do. In fact, we're going to play along here a little bit. I need everybody to look at the screen here for a moment. And I have, if I can get it squared off here, if I can, a bunch of little ornaments and packages. What I'd like for you to do, if you could do me a favor, take your finger and place your finger on any ornament that says the Grinch. That's right. Just take a moment and take your finger and place it on any ornament that says the Grinch. You got it there? Very good. Now move your finger up or down to the nearest square, which would be a present. Did you move your finger up or down to the nearest present? Very good. So now your finger's on a present, your second choice. Now move your finger left or right to the nearest circle ornament. Nearest circle ornament. Now, if it's necessary to cross the square, that's okay. But go left or right to the nearest circle. I don't know what circle it is. It could be a Grinch. It could be with North Pole, but to the nearest circle. But if you have to go past the package, do that. We're almost done. We're getting there. Now, move diagonally. Diagonally, is that proper language? Across to the nearest square, which would be a package. I hope I'm not confusing you guys, but it's a lot of fun once you get the information going. All right, now one final move left. I need you to move up or down to the nearest circle ornament. Most of you made your way back to the North Pole. If your finger's on the North Pole, let's hope that worked.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of fun. You can make a big poster out of it if you like. You can do it live. It's always good to do virtual. That's where they first started out virtually doing them. But you can put whatever you want there. Those are the ones that I laid out for the names, the Grinch and the elf and everything else. You can but it's something to play along with, and you can make a prediction in an envelope that says they'll come to the North Pole, and of course, which they did. It's all mathematically done. But there's so many fun things we can do to connect with the children in many different ways, just by the giggles of the elf names or the things like that. So use those to for our entertainment value, for the children's entertainment value. Use a little magic, a little bit of mathematical magic to do some other stuff too, if it's virtual or if it's live. So thank you again, as always. I am so blessed that I can be here. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
That's crazy that it goes back to the North Pole. That I didn't expect that. I don't know why, but I didn't know where you were going. But hey, I was back at the North Pole. So Santa Tom High up there in Washington State says tips my favorite segment. Not my wife's, because I'm usually spending money on props. Everybody says it worked for them. How much fun? Great. How can we get that second sheet? Online F name generator is at, and he gives Charlie Johnson gives the I guess where you can get that at.
I can also just post this on our on our page this and the explanation of which way to go, right, left, up, down, everything else. You can change this any way you want to, but I can just post these like I did
Very
a
good.
couple things last week, and you guys can use it. It's a lot printed off yourself then. So, and we all
And
see,
the name sheet, that's fun too. That's
yeah,
like
the
I say,
name sheet. There's
lots of giggles
here's
with that. Yep,
yeah.
absolutely, Randy. You are the best, man. I tell you what, you
So
are
just
just the
having
best.
fun, and that's the whole thing. And the more fun we have, the more fun our clients know we're having, and how much we connect better. And that's the whole thing. If we're having fun, they're having fun.
For sure. All right, great job as always, Randy. All right, let's go ahead and slip into nightcaps here. This is our segment about new books and or short stories that we can use as Santa, Mrs. Claus, Elf. It doesn't matter. Anywhere you can tell a story, be it home visits, a mall, box store, wherever you got a chance to do a story. These are some great books to look at. And today we got the Little Red Sleigh, and over to Angela to play the video. Again, another very well illustrated book, ties in Santa, the big sleigh, the little sleigh. It's part of the Little Heroes and Big Hearts series. It's in a hardcover picture book and it was published back October 6, 2020. It's in English and it does have 40 pages, but again, it's about a 5-minute read as it goes. This particular book is a New York Times and USA Today bestseller. So if you don't have that one in your book bag, that might be one that you might want to grab. It's one that again teaches children how to dream and how to let them know that anything can be done, you know, if it's possible. And I mean, it just really has a lot tied to it there. So fantastic. All right, Randy. What you got planned this week? Anything big?
Uh, just a lot of therapy. Oh my goodness. 3 days a week on the cardiac therapy, then 2 days a week on physical therapy for the hand and the pinched nerves. And oh my goodness, it's just like, but hey, I'm on the right side of the grass, so I shouldn't be whining about it.
Hopefully you're getting better and you're getting on the
Yeah.
mend. I know you're anxious to get back to work someday, and I
Oh,
know
it
you miss it
just
because you perform so much. So
it
God
feels
bless you,
weird
brother.
not
We
working.
pulling for you.
Feels weird not working. It's you get a call from an agent, you get a call again. I just can't yet, so I just it's can't. It's like you can only supposedly lift so much weight, and the magic trunk is 50 pounds, and you got to set up the stage and whatever else. It's not. You got to say, and since the nerves are pinched, I gotta have a hard time twisting balloons. So I got a few weeks yet, but man, I'm gonna be right back to it, and I can't wait to get up on that stage and say it's showtime, folks.
You have been performing for so many years, and year round. And I know it's tough for you. I know how much you love doing what you
Mm.
do. You know what we didn't do, Randy? We didn't talk about the weather because we were talking about the eclipse and all.
Cliff.
But just want to remind folks that's down here in the North Texas area, button down the hatches because we do have storms on the way. Severe storms, extremely large hail, tornadoes possible. Uh, Supposed to rain here the next 3 days. So, but tonight's the one that we're worried about because severe weather is on its way to North Texas. So, like I say, get ready. Uh,
Be safe.
you got a place to put your vehicle, put it inside because there's possibility for some giant hail tonight. 81 degrees here and partly sunny right now. So, but the
Wow.
clouds are starting to roll in and it's supposed to hit here in a couple hours. So we'll see and keep everybody in your prayers down here in our neck of the woods. Randy, thanks so much, brother. As always, you are the best. Thanks
Thank
to
you.
everyone who joined in and shared their thoughts and played along with our trivia today. We're excited that Jeff Mack is coming back, and that May 14th show is going to be a great show. Also, April 9th, the IBRBS show tomorrow night is going to be fun. And
A lot to
then,
learn about what's going to happen.
absolutely so. Going to be fun. Join us tomorrow night for that. See you back here next Monday, 3. That's correct. We can't forget to do our little
Everything is
deal as we
free,
always
guys.
do.
All this
Yep, for sure.
information, all this fun, all this, and you can watch it on YouTube, watch it on live now on StreamYard, watch it on. So there's no hidden cost. You don't have to send us money to get to see this stuff again or to learn anything else. Um,
You know, we did ask about, buying some swag to help support our road trips, but that's not a must. I mean, it's just if you feel compelled to, you want a hat or a shirt or, a mug or something, it does help us, just to let you know
right.
that. Thing for certain here though, Randy, we don't do a show or two for free and then switch that format into something that costs. We're always free.
Always. Boom.
Always. It's free. So
There's no hidden. You don't
no
get
hidden.
to learn more by sending money into a level of whatever. It's all free here for you guys to watch anytime you want to. So
Not just
please,
Monday, but Tuesday
Monday,
also.
and don't
We're
forget
all free.
Tuesday. Always
We're
free.
hardworking, always here for you, always trying to help. If you have any suggestions, any comments, anything you want to share with someone down the line, reach out to us. We're looking for guests. We're starting to fill up our schedule, but we could always use an extra guest or two. So thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you
Have a
guys.
have a blessed week.
One more of these.
What?
One more of these.
One more.
Your video.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Angela says, let's do one more of these.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night. Bye, everybody. See you soon.